A reading from the Holy Catholic Bible, Genesis chapter 21. Then the Lord visited Sarah, just as he had promised, and he fulfilled what he had spoken. And she conceived and gave birth to a son in her old age, at the time that God had foretold to her. And Abraham called the name of his son, whom Sarah bore for him, Isaac. And he circumcised him on the 8th day, just as God had instructed him, when he was 100 years old. Indeed, at this stage of his father's life, Isaac was born. And Sarah said, God has brought laughter to me. Whoever will hear of it will laugh with me. And again she said, hearing this, who would believe Abraham that Sarah breastfed a son to whom she gave birth despite being elderly? And the boy grew and was weaned, and Abraham made a great feast on the day of his weaning. And when Sarah had seen the son of Hagar the Egyptian playing with her son Isaac, she said to Abraham, Cast out this woman's servant and her son, for the son of a woman's servant will not be heir with my son Isaac. Abraham took this grievously for the sake of his son. And God said to him, Let it not seem harsh to you concerning the boy and your woman servant. In all that Sarah has said to you, listen to her voice, for your offspring will be invoked in Isaac. Yet I will also make the son of the woman servant into a great nation, for he is your offspring. And so Abraham rose in the morning, and taking bread and a skin of water, he placed it upon her shoulder, and he handed over the boy, and he released her. And when she had departed, she wandered into the wilderness of Beersheba. And when the water and the skin had been consumed, she set aside the boy under one of the trees that were there. And she moved away and sat in a distant area, as far as a bow can reach, for she said, I shall not see the boy die. And so, sitting opposite her, he lifted up his voice and wept. But God heard the voice of the boy, and an angel of God called to Hagar from heaven, saying, What are you doing, Hagar? Do not be afraid, for God has heeded the voice of the boy from the place where he is. Rise up, take the boy and hold him by the hand, for I will make of him a great nation. And God opened her eyes, and seeing a well of water, she went and filled the skin, and she gave the boy to drink. And God was with him, and he grew, and he stayed in the wilderness, and became a young man, an archer. And he lived in the desert of Paran, and his mother took a wife for him from the land of Egypt. At the same time, Abimelech and Phicol, the leader of his army, said to Abraham, God is with you in everything that you do. Therefore, swear by God that you will do no harm to me and to my posterity and to my stock. But according to the mercy that I have done to you, you will do to me and to the land to which you have turned as a newcomer. And Abraham said, I will swear. And he reproved Abimelech because of a well of water which his servants had taken by force. And Abimelech responded, I do not know who did this thing, but you also did not reveal it to me, nor have I heard of it before today. And so Abraham took sheep and oxen, and he gave them to Abimelech, and both of them struck a pact. And Abraham set aside 7 female lambs from the flock. Abimelech said to him, What purpose have these 7 female lambs, which you have caused to stand separately? But he said, You will receive 7 female lambs from my hand, so that they may be a testimony for me that I dug this well. For this reason that place we called Beersheba, because there both of them did swear. and they initiated a pact on behalf of the Well of Oath. Then Abimelech and Phicol, the leader of his army, rose up, and they returned to the land of the Palestinians. In truth, Abraham planted a grove in Beersheba, and there he called upon the name of the Lord God Eternal. And he was a settler in the land of the Palestinians for many days. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God.